from Virginia on the East Coast, coming to you live from Rocket Lab Launch Complex 2 on the eastern seaboard as we count down to the launch of our first Electron mission from our launch pad on Wallops Island, Virginia. You are looking at our Electron launch vehicle vertical and ready for liftoff from the NASA Wallops flight facility near Chincoteague.
Hawkeye 360 is engineering a new kind of vision. With satellite clusters that identify and geolocate RF signals, penetrating this hidden realm of human activity, activating RF's full potential in pursuit of a safer world, detecting illegal mining in Niger, monitoring dark ships around the Senkaku Islands, tracking GPS interference in Ukraine, identifying oil smugglers near Iran. The launch of Cluster 6 marks a major milestone. These new satellites will adopt a mid-latitude orbit, boosting coverage of regions along the equator for expanded RF frequencies and optimized data collection, all making for greater global insights. It's our first collaboration with Rocket Lab from their brand new launch complex on Wallops Island, and our first launch from our home state of Virginia, representing a major win for Virginia's flourishing space-based economy. With this launch, we continue to expand on our mission, further accelerating mission-critical data and revisit rates, and providing better domain awareness through RF datasets, so analysts have the best tools to make the world a safer place.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off.
Electrons
Beginning,
to the pad,
push over.
saving ground systems.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
And liftoff of Electron from Launch Complex 2, leaving US soil for the first time and on its way to space up and over the Atlantic Ocean. All 9 Rutherford engines on Electron's first stage now propelling the rocket at more than 700 kilometers an hour. We are hearing good calls from the teams in Virginia and Rocket Lab Mission Control. A clean ascent for Electron, now nearly a minute into flight. You are looking at 56,000 pounds of maximum thrust from those stage 1 engines, but soon they'll be throttling down to support that pass to the maximum aerodynamic pressure point.
Cleared max Q.
There is the call out. Electron has cleared that first milestone and is continuing nominally. The 9 Rutherford engines on the first stage are throttling back up, and all looks nominal for propulsion there. We are now at 1 minute and 32 seconds into flight, with Electron moving at speeds of nearly more than 3,000 kilometers an hour now.
The next major milestone will be those Rutherford engines on the first stage shutting off completely, expected to occur at around T-minus 26 seconds into flight. That will happen just before separation of the first and second stages, which then allows the Rutherford engine on the second stage to fire up and continue with the mission to low Earth orbit. The events are called out from Mission Control as MECO, stage separation, and stage 2 engine ignition. Meanwhile, those 9 Rutherford engines are continuing to propel Electron at more than 6,000 kilometers per hour. 2 minutes and 10 seconds into flight of Virginia is for launch lovers.
MECO, confirm.
Stage separation successful.
Stage to ignition.
Excellent news there from our launch operators. Electron has had a successful MECO, stage separation, and stage 2 ignition. The next
Stage
milestone
2
will be
propulsion is
separation
nominal.
of the rocket's fairing. We do this to lose unnecessary weight once Electron is through the Earth's atmosphere.
Fairing jettison succeeded.
And as we saw from Electron's onboard camera and heard from Mission Control, the rocket's fairing has successfully separated and fallen away, exposing the Hawkeye 360 satellites to space on their way to low Earth orbit. Our first launch from U.S. soil is going great so far.
Throttling down.
Hot swap successful.
Battery jettison confirmed.
SECO confirm.
Stage 3 separation confirmed. Nominal transfer orbit achieved.
Hello and welcome back to the broadcast of Rocket Lab's 33rd Electron mission. Virginia is for launch lovers. We have had our first successful launch from our pad on Wallops Island, Virginia, marking Electron's first launch from American soil at 6 p.m. Eastern Time or 2300 UTC. From there, we successfully made our way through all of the usual launch events, including passing through Max Q, engine shutdown on the first stage, stage separation, and startup of the Rutherford engine on the second stage, and then a repeat performance of those actions, but with our second and third stages to bring us now to these last moments in the mission. That third stage, carrying the payload for today's mission for Hawkeye 360, has completed its first pass in an elliptical orbit of Earth, and we're now waiting for its Curie engine to ignite and position the stage in a circular orbit so the satellites can be deployed to their new home. The call we're waiting to hear from our stage operator in Mission Control is that the ignition of that Curie engine has happened. Now that is coming up shortly, so we're going to switch over to the nets to listen in.
Now, at this point in the count, the Curie engine on the kick stage has ignited and is now boosting the stage and the satellites into that circular 550-kilometer orbit. The engine will continue burning for about 60 seconds when the operator will report Curie engine cutoff has been confirmed. We'll then have the simultaneous deployment of the 3 satellites in Hawkeye's cluster. Very soon, we should receive that confirmation that the Curie engine on the kick stage has shut down, which will signal the deployment of those Hawkeye satellites. Let's jump onto the nets now and wait for that call.
Payload deployment confirmed.
Well, thank goodness, there we go. That was confirmation of Curie ignition cutoff and deployment of all 3 Hawkeye 360 payloads on our 33rd Electron mission. Congratulations, Hawkeye 360, and welcome to your new home in space, all the way from our new home in Virginia.